What's going on, everybody? I'm Eric Columbia with the Toyota Sports Report inside the Carrier Dome as SU takes on Duke this evening. SU just saw their 5-game winning streak come to an end Tuesday down in Clemson, South Carolina, but they just might have what the doctor ordered today, a date with number 9 Duke and also 31,000 strong inside the friendly confines.
Orange Empire, presented by NYCM Insurance.
Freshman sensations have been synonymous with the Duke program this past decade, and today no different. The Orange will have to contend with Wendell Moore Jr., who makes his return to the lineup after missing 6 games due to a broken wrist. Duke now has 4 freshmen in the lineup. All of them are very, very good, so SU going to have to contend with that. Let's bring in now sports director Mark Larson. Mark, you've covered virtually every single SU-Duke matchup since the Cuse has entered the ACC. There's no more Zion, there's no more RJ Barrett, but Duke still looking mighty, mighty good.
And remember, Zion didn't play here last year, and they won by 10. Yeah, they don't have those guys, but they have Vernon Carey Jr. He's the best big man in the conference, top 5 in scoring and rebounding. Dolezaj and Sidibe have to stay on the floor. They fouled out against Clemson. Dolezaj's fouled out 6 times this year. Need him on the floor to have a chance tonight. Trey Jones, also the sophomore point guard, leads the conference in assists. You remember he got hurt in the game down there last year, and that may have helped Syracuse's chances. So plenty of talent on that Duke side, but Syracuse has grit, and they have guys who think they're as talented as the Duke guys. So that counts for something. Joe Girard, namely. So if they can all play well tonight, and they're going to have to, keep it close. Syracuse is a better free throw shooting team, so keep it close, and they've got a shot to win this game, and they need it.
Don't know if SU and the Orange Empire can count on injuries like they had back at Cameron Indoor last season, but what the Orange Empire can count on is Live with the Coach coming up as soon as this game ends this evening. We'll have more of that hard-hitting analysis from Mark Larson. You'll hear it from the Hall of Famer Jim Boeheim, and of course, show you all the action that goes down inside the Dome as SU takes on Duke tonight.
Orange Empire, presented by NYCM Insurance.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Eric Columbia with a special edition of Orange Empire Live with the Coach. The SU Orange taking one on the chin tonight inside the Dome in front of a record crowd, losing to Duke. The Hall of Famer Jim Boeheim is speaking live with the media. Let's listen in.
Had a great point guard. They got tremendous group of players, and the big kid is really good. He's got great hands. He's really tough down there. But we battled back. We did everything we could to try to compete back in there. But we had a little gap there where they got the lead, and we just couldn't overcome that. Questions?
Let's talk about that, how physical your team played. It seems like they're playing more physically now than maybe Virginia Tech would come.
Yeah, we're getting better. I think we're getting better. But we still got to get better. It was a physical game both ways.
Yeah, are you happy with how your team is standing up to that now?
Oh, yeah. We're getting better. We only lost the boards, 6 boards. Won the turnover battle, 9 plus 9. No, I think we're hanging in there for the physical strength that we have. Obviously, that's not a strength of ours. But down low, we just have trouble with big guys like that. He's very good, and we're not able to play a guy like that. That's the problem.
Rex had a career high tonight. What did you see from him?
He's playing great. He stays out of foul trouble. He's doing a lot of things. He's passing. He's driving. He's a really good player. For us to win, Elijah has got to shoot better, from the 3, and he's had a good night, but he's got to make some of those. Buddy's got to make a couple more. Joe's got to make a couple more, basically. But we got to score a lot of points. Duke's going to score points against us. We can't stop them. So we're going to have to score a lot of points to beat them. All right, we'll see you next week.
There you have it, Jim Boeheim's take on tonight's loss inside the Dome against number 9 Duke, as SU is now 6-5 in the ACC this season. Let's show you how it all went down inside the Dome tonight as SU takes another L in conference play, just 1 game over 500 now. Coach K's 45th season as head coach. Jim Boeheim rocking his 44th season at the helm. And early on, the Hughes taking it to Duke. Elijah Hughes feeling it in the first half. Step back falls, 2 of his 10 points in the half. Back on the other end, SU 0 answers for Vernon Carey, the freshman, with the flush. 12 of his 21 points in the half. Syracuse led 16 minutes and 36 seconds of the first half. Marek Dolezaj getting the finger roll to go. He had a team-high 22, but it's a 2-point advantage for Duke after halftime, and that's where Carey's dominance continues, catching the alley-oop. Got called for taunting, but it didn't faze him as he delivers the full-court feed to Cassius Stanley. Great pitch and catch. 10-point lead. The Orange trying to battle back. Gerard the alley, Sidibe the oop as you take another look. JG3, one of 4 Orange players in double figures tonight. Barama had 8 points, but back on the other end, sounds like a broken record. Carey, the hoop, and the harm. Phenomenal in this one. 26 points, 17 rebounds. Every time SU made a run, Duke had a counter, and I mean every single time. SU not able to come away with a win Saturday night inside the Dome as they take the L in front of a record crowd this evening by a final of 97-88. Marek Dolezaj, team high 22 points. He had Hughes with 21. Great on the defensive end with 2 blocks and 2 steals in this one. But Carey, a man amongst boys in this one. A year after they had Zion Williamson, Carey, a beast in this one with his 26 and 17. SU now has a week off before they go back inside the Dome again when they'll host Wake Forest, 8 p.m. inside the Dome. You'll be able to catch that game on the ACC network. So Syracuse taking the loss in this one. Now 13-8. Let's show you some of the game highlights tonight as SU, as Jim Boeheim pointed out, played very well in this one. There wasn't much of the stats here that they lost in this one. Some obvious one, you're not going to beat Duke when they shoot nearly 58% from the floor, 35% from the 3. You had SU 1 of 12 from behind the arc after the first half. They shot a little bit better in the second half, but still, if SU's going to win some ball games, they got to have that number around 30 to 40%. They didn't have it tonight. Rebounds pretty close. Turnovers, they forced 19 Blue Devils turnovers on the night. Had the points off turnovers advantage tonight as well, and points in the paint pretty even. So when you look at this game, there's not much to look at where you say SU got dominated, but somehow the talent imbalance was really the difference in this one, which leads us to our player of the game, Vernon Carey. 26 points in this one, 17 rebounds, 8 of 10 from the charity stripe as SU just had 0 answers for the big man, the potential ACC player of the year, especially after a night like tonight where he had his 26 and 17. What's going on, everybody? I'm Eric Columbia. Welcome to Toyota Sports Night. It's been an up and down season so far for the Syracuse Orange on the hardwood, but you can basically boil down their NCAA tournament chances to just 3 games. That's how many they have left against ranked opponents, and it began tonight against Duke.
Orange Empire, presented by NYCM Insurance.
Both Coach K and Jim Boeheim have been coaching basketball programs for 40-plus years. They got a big one tonight in this rivalry. Syracuse taking it to Duke. Elijah Hughes, the step back falls. He had 10 points in the first half. Back on the other end, SU, the 0 answers for Vernon Carey, the freshman with the flush. 12 of his 21 points in the half coming very quickly. 16-36. That's how much Syracuse led in that first half. But Marek Dolezaj with his team high 22, having SU down a couple at halftime, and in the second half, more Carey. Got called for taunting on that dunk, but then it didn't faze him. The touchdown pass to Cassius Stanley, great pitch and catch. 10-point lead for the Blue Devils. The Orange battling back. Gerard the alley, Sidibe the oop. Take another look. JG3, one of 4 Orange players in double figures. Barama with 8 points. Back on the other end, sounds like a broken record. Carey, the hoop, and the harm. He was phenomenal in this one. 26 points, 17 rebounds, and every time SU made a run in this one, Duke had the counter. I'm talking every single time. SU not able to come away with a win on Saturday night as the Duke Blue Devils get out of Dodge with a 97-88 win. Here's a look at the stats from this one as it was a great ball game. You can't really fault SU for anything that they did in this ball game besides maybe for the field goal percentage and the three-point shooting percentage. They had just 8.3% after the first half, but if you look at rebounds, generally even. They caused 19 turnovers and had 22 points offset turnovers in this one against Duke, and the points in the paint pretty much chalk in this one, but it was a talent disparity that seemingly took this one away for SU as they are now 6-5 in the ACC. Let's head back out to the Dome now where Mark Larson, our sports director, he was there every step of the way for this game as Duke now reeling as they lose one mark that really they needed for their NCAA tournament chances.
Yeah, Buddy Boeheim talked about that in the locker room. We just got out a short time ago, and that guy's, bummed because they felt like they did go toe-to-toe with Duke, but Vernon Carey was the difference, just like Tevin Mack was the difference against Clemson. They just could not stop the big guy in the middle. So a great effort for Syracuse and kind of a weird game. They scored 52 in the second half. You think you're going to win, but they gave up 57. There were 70 foul shots, 54 personal fouls. I mean, the game went on forever. Syracuse, after falling way behind, made a little bit of a run. So they feel like they're playing better. Coach Boeheim says they're playing better, but just not good enough to beat a team like Duke, at least not at this point.
We only lost the boards, 6 boards. Won the turnover battle, 9 plus 9. No, I think we're hanging in there for the physical strength that we have. Obviously, that's not a strength of ours, but down low, we just have trouble with big guys like that. He's very good, and we're not able to play a guy like that.
Yeah, the Orange lose by 9, and you mentioned the three-point shooting, Eric. They missed 20 three-point shots, so if they just hit 3 of those, it's a whole different ball game. So, I think a combination of cold shooting and Vernon Carey, just too much for them to overcome. And now they get a week off. That's the good news. Coach said that'll help them. All the players said they need the rest before they host Wake Forest here next Saturday.
Yes, Mark, we talked about it all season long. Even though SU's been playing well inside, they're going to need a three-point shot if they want to win ball games. Thanks, Mark. We'll see you back here in the office.